Welcome back to the Morning Blend. Well, if you're tired of trying to figure out the perfect gift, maybe you should think outside the box. Soon the holidays will be over. Lots of us will start making New Year's resolutions. One of the most common is to get healthy.
Dr. Madan Kandula is back from Advanced Ear, Nose, and Throat Specialist to talk about the gift of health. Good to see you again, Doctor.
Good to be here.
Yeah, thanks for being here. So the gift of health, I think this is the time of year that we all think about, what we're thankful for with our families, with the time we have for our health. What are you thankful for this year?
Well, professionally, I'm thankful about what I'm able to do on a daily basis. So being able to deliver change on a daily basis for so many people in so many different ways. I mean, that's the neat thing about my particular specialty and what I get to do, and it's neat. So I'm thankful about that, and one of the reasons I like to come on here is to try to spread the word and let folks know about options and different things that they can be doing to help the cause.
One of the things I often think about when you're here is that you treat or meet a lot of people who have chronic problems that maybe they've tried to get help for, or maybe they haven't. But there are things like hearing. I know you've said before people will wait 7 years or something before they'll sometimes get tested or get the help they need. But, I think that would be something that would be meaningful, is to be able to help people who have chronic problems, like hearing again, sinus problems. Do you think that the same is true of helping a loved one to get healthier in different ways, that it truly is a gift you can give someone else?
Absolutely. I mean, I think most of what I deal with are quality of life issues. Quality of life is a vague concept, but it's relative. I mean, so your quality of life is compared to what? It's compared to other folks around you. And for folks that I see either with nose issues, they can't breathe, they have sinus infections, they can't hear, they snore, whatever the case may be, it's relative. For them, in their isolated world, they may not necessarily know they have got an issue, but then they kind of rely on loved ones, or really, a lot of folks kind of get sort of nudged by their loved one that you need to get that checked out. You need to, that's not right, and that's where it really helps.
I think so too.
Yeah, that nudge is a nice reminder to someone that they probably already know they need to start looking into. So all of your gifts that you've kind of come up with this year for the gift of, health revolve around that, helping someone else too. But the first gift is the gift of breathing. Do you want to explain that?
Yeah, it's simple. I mean, breathing, mainly nasal breathing on this one. And so this is, it's a simple concept. You can either breathe through your nose or you can't, or you can do it well or you can't. And for folks that don't and have never, they don't really know what you're talking about as far as what they're missing. And that's what I see a lot is it's only on the back end of actually helping somebody, whether it's medicines or whether it's surgeries, to get them so that they're actually doing well, breathing through the nose. Then they say, wow, I never really didn't know what I was missing that way. I can sleep so much better. It's just better. The life is better. I can smell better. All those sort of little things, they all add up. And so that's definitely a relative thing. If you've never breathed well through your nose, then you don't know, what you're missing, and only until it comes back. And it's a big time sort of life-changing kind of thing, but it's simple. So
and there's so many great techniques and treatments now for it that are less invasive, less downtime. Even just the way you diagnose problems, I think, has come such a long way. The next gift is one I think a lot of people will appreciate, especially Tiffany, who seems to never get enough, and that's the gift of sleep.
Right, exactly. So sleep obviously is a good thing. Most folks, I'd say, in this country don't sleep properly. Many folks have issues as far as snoring goes, and that snoring issue or sleep apnea issue dovetails to the rest of the family. So it obviously affects the person for whom that's happening to, but it also obviously affects the person in the bed next to them, the family members around them. It's not fun to walk through life tired and sort of miserable, and it's not fun to sleep next to somebody who's raising the roof as far as their sound goes. And there's lots of things we can do nowadays to help the cause. And so that's one of those things that can help both the giver and the givee as far as just get some help. Nowadays, like I said, we've got lots of different options. It's not just one size fits all, and we can do things to help the cause, whether it's snoring, whether it's sleep apnea, that kind of thing.
The next one I feel really passionate about, as you know, my mother's wore hearing aids for since she was 18 years old. She's wore 2 hearing aids, but insurance doesn't cover it a lot of times. So it's an expensive gift. It's one we've never been able to afford. It's something she's never really been able to hear, and it affects the whole family. And you at Advent, we've come to you to help my mom have the gift of hearing. It's been the greatest gift our family's ever received. And this is something that a lot of families struggle with. They can't communicate well, and communication is really at the root of family conversations.
Absolutely.
So the gift of hearing
Huge. That's huge, and that one obviously affects the individual and everyone around them. And obviously, if you've got loved ones who've got, they're not hearing properly, you retract into a shell. It just is. That's what you do, because that's what else are you going to do? You're just going to sort of stop participating and kind of withdraw, and that's how you compensate. But instead of doing that, the better way to do it is to actually seek help, get a hearing test, see what the issue is, see what our options are. If it's hearing aids, fine. The good news is nowadays we've got great options as far as hearing aids go, and it can make a world of difference for that individual and the entire family. And what's better than that?
Right, and if we know from talking to you, it affects relationships. We've had people on the show who've lost multiple jobs because they couldn't hear. I mean, it's a huge thing. You have a program called the Gift of Hearing. Has anybody received that gift this year from you?
Yeah, absolutely. So we actually have a young lady who has had hearing loss. It started when she was just after she was born. She had meningitis, and so her hearing was down because of that. Never had hearing aids growing up, never had hearing aids going through school. She's in a work environment now where she's on the phone all the time, and she was really struggling. She went in somewhere else, got a hearing test done, found that she couldn't afford the help that she needed as far as hearing aids go, and so her sister nominated her, and she came in, and that she was our Gift of Hearing recipient, and it's been a night and day change. So that for her whole life never hearing properly, her whole life, every situation that you're trying to communicate in, it's impacted negatively, and to have that flipped all of a sudden has been great. And so that's a good thing.
That's so great. I saw the video with Tiffany and her mom when she first could hear, and you both started crying. I mean, it's a really big deal. That's great that you gave somebody that gift.
Yeah, I'm very grateful. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Well, I want to make sure that everybody has the information for Advent so that you can stop in and give the gift of health to someone that you love. They're located on Mayfair Road in Wauwatosa. The phone number on your screen is 414-771-6780, or visit AdventMD. Advent.md. I guess that's it.
That's it, exactly.
I was like .com. There's my .com. Thanks so much.
Merry Christmas to you guys.
Thank you so much. Coming up on the